time for getting and a time for going and going.
And going, and going, and going, and going.
When you need a break, we're here, helping you make sense of all the good and the going of the holidays. Happy holidays from all of us at ubnradio.com.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Is this us?
I think so.
And
Is this thing on?
I think so.
Put your lipstick on, Dorothy.
Yeah, really?
Shut up. Welcome.
Well, you know, my hair looks like crap with these headsets. Deborah knows how to do the hair and the headset
I
thing.
don't know how.
No,
I
it
don't
looks really
usually
good.
know how to do any of this, and I don't even know what I'm doing here. But here I am, and what I want to know is, what are you doing here?
Never have two women been so disappointed to see someone. Each one of them said to me, "Oh God, you're here."
I was so unhappy to see you because you were supposed to be doing like a remote for us.
I
From
know.
jury duty.
I had jury duty this
'Cause
morning.
How exciting is freaking jury duty? That we were going to have you on assignment on location.
I want to know all the excuses people come up with to get out of jury duty.
Oh,
And
they
you
try
actually
everything.
got into jury duty. So.
I did. And I was reassigned this morning. It's that call-in thing. I called last night and I'm like, damn it. I've been reassigned to East LA.
That's not what you said. It was
were
much worse.
really-
It was worse.
Much
I
worse.
did.
I've seen you angry because, you know, you have that angry side.
I do.
I've never seen you that angry.
Okay, I said stab me in the fucking eye is what I said.
I know. I was actually out looking for cars.
That was angry.
That was angry.
And I read that out to somebody out loud. She goes, "Oh, she's mad." You did say that.
I am.
Stab me in the eye.
I was because I was reassigned to East LA, which is much farther away. And on the day that we've got our show,
It's your civic duty, damn it. As long as
damn
we're
it,
cursing.
damn it, I know, and I don't mind my civic duty as long as it doesn't get in the way of my show. That's
You
all
said
I
duty.
ask. Duty.
Anyway.
So what did they have you do? So
So-
you showed up finally. You
So
got
I showed
called.
up in East LA, and I do want to say this. I believe that I was racially profiled because why is it that Garcia gets sent to East LA, and when I show up, everybody else looks like me, and I'm like, really?
I've had jury duty downtown. I had jury duty in Van Nuys.
Well, that's
Is that-
because you're
that's like
blonde. That's where the blonde white people go.
downtown and Van Nuys, the
Yes.
porn capital of the world. Was I racially profiled as a porn person?
Dorothy, we don't want to talk about those things that go on behind
I-
closed doors.
I am unemployed now, so, you know, I might need the money.
Money's really good. I wouldn't know. I'm just saying.
You're just saying. Where have you been assigned to jury duty?
Downtown. That's
See?
it. And then sometimes I just postpone it, and then downtown. So, but usually I don't get picked because they ask, you know, all kinds of questions, and half the time
That you don't want to answer.
Yeah.
It's very
and sometimes I
personal
just
stuff.
get out. I'm off.
So what we had planned today was, so I got there early, 8:30 in the morning, East LA, hello. And once I checked in as a juror, then I got my iPad and using the courthouse Wi-Fi system.
That was hysterical.
I know. I signed on to the courthouse Wi-Fi, and then I went outside and I Skyped with Tony here at UBN Radio, and we were testing how far I could go from the front door.
Because
and
it's so
still-
exciting. I wanted
Okay,
you to get cited
I
for
did
contempt.
too. I wanted
That would've
color
been exciting.
analysis. I wanted everything, and
Right?
now here you
No,
are.
I
You
really-
can't
I
give
really
us
didn't
anything.
give a
I
crap.
know.
You
I know.
didn't?
And the problem is that, you know, you're not allowed to do that. So I was going to get into
Yet
trouble.
I was still unhappy to see her.
I know.
So unhappy. You two are so disappointed that I'm here because the live shot would have been fine. And you know what? We got it. We got a great live shot on Skype outside in front of the courthouse, but around a wall so the sheriff's deputies couldn't see what I was doing.
Did you meet anyone nice at jury duty?
No, actually.
What
I
was it
met
like?
Nasty. There was this man, a male nurse. I will not say what hospital he's with,
I
but it
wanna know
begins with a
later.
K. And so he was so angry and nasty at the woman who's in charge of the jury room.
You were pretty pissy yourself.
I don't blame him. He wanted to get out. He had duties to do. I mean,
Yeah, but he said to her that she was disrespectful of him, and then I said, "Shut up!" I did. I spoke up,
You
and
said,
I
"Shut up."
you're always
shut
trying
up.
to promote this thing.
I
It's
did.
like-
We needed viewers today and listeners, and I said, "Shut
Viewer.
up." She has been nothing but respectful, and then all the women behind me said, "Yeah, that's right. She's been nice. Shut up." Yeah, that's right. That's what happened in the jury room. Because he was so nasty. She'd say, "You didn't fill this in. You didn't fill that in." It's like, damn it, just fill the goddamn thing out, put it in there, and sit down and be quiet.
What is all this cursing today with you? This is more. I've known you for like 10 years.
and
This is more than
violence.
you've
Remember
ever
the
heard.
stabbing in the eye last night between?
Oh, God, don't get me started on Uverse.
Yeah, but are you happy to be here? Are you
I
glad
am-
to get off of that and happy to be here?
Well, I have to admit, I was so looking forward to being so subversive and I wanted to be defiant. I wanted to be that woman outside the courthouse getting into trouble, yelling at the bailiff saying, "No, this is my podcast. I'm on live."
They don't usually like journalists, though, on the jury.
don't.
They don't. And I just have to mention John's name. I'm off. They just send me packing. They're like, no, we don't want you.
You say my husband is a big radio star, and they say get the hell out.
No,
They say shut
no,
up.
he
They
is
say,
actually.
"Shut up."
Shut up.
Shut up.
He has actually been on a survey. Like, do you listen to this show? And I'm like, not
You're
only do
kidding.
I, no,
Really?
absolutely.
That's a juror question?
It has been, and I would say not only do I listen, I'm married to it. So they're like, out, there's the door.
John
so
of John
no,
and
I've
Ken.
actually told my friends, I shouldn't be telling people how to get jury duty, but
I just have to say I know your husband.
that's it, and then you're gone. So if you really want to get out, although I did have one friend who used that, and they picked her right away. So maybe it's just,
We should
Outuse
aspire
itself.
to that for this show. Aspire to be a question on the jury
Oh, yeah, he
panel.
was a question.
Do you listen to shut up?
More importantly, did you move your car? Because
I
you're going to
moved
get towed.
the car. You
Oh my
scared
God.
me.
We almost
You
started
really-
without you, and I know you couldn't Skype in live.
No, I would not
From
know what to do.
outside.
I would never know what to do. I'd be like, all right, I would be banging on the door. I'm like, guys, I'm here. You asked me to be here, but I don't know what to do.
Okay,
Yes,
so I
did
told you to
it.
move your car because I was here Friday.
And I didn't believe you, but go
I was
ahead.
on with Tony on Friday, and I came here. I was getting my roots done, and they weren't quite done, so I came
They
here.
look very
They
nice,
look
by the
great.
way.
But I came
They
here with
look
wet
very good.
hair, which thank God it's sort of kind of radio. So I came here with wet hair. I go on the air. There's this great psychic
I love him, Eddie Connor.
Connor.
I love him. I have a crush on him.
who told me that he's like the Southern Fried Psychic, and he told me I have this angel that has been with me since I was 5 years old. And he described, or the angel described, this stuffed animal that I had like my entire life that was missing an eye and missing an arm and was chewed. And then I go home and tell my husband, he's like, everybody has that. Like, not everybody had a stuffed animal that was missing an eye
I
and
didn't.
an arm.
I did not. I did not. But
So
that's
I'm
I
obvious.
have
sitting
to
here-
really think. I have to think.
I'm sitting here with this world-class psychic who doesn't tell me that my car is being towed because when I went outside,
No.
8 o'clock at night, my hair's
No.
still kind of wet.
But how many hours
I
was your
walked-
car on the street? I mean, what?
I was here about an hour. I walked up and down the street. You know, you do that stupid person
Like,
thing
where-
where you're
where's
like,
the car?
I really thought I parked my car here. Well, maybe.
Oh, Dorothy, that's
was it?
awful.
My car was towed.
Oh no! Where did
So
you
I
go?
wanted
So
you
what
to move your car.
happened?
Hollywood Towing.
Why didn't you call me? Those are my friends at Hollywood Tow. Oh,
Well-
for God's sakes, Dorothy! It's the one place I can help
No,
you.
that's awful. So what happened?
You know what? As long as we're talking about husbands, my husband knows them too.
Oh, really?
I tell you,
Anyway,
we know people.
You
in
love
high
him more
places.
than me, don't you?
So what happened? He called
It
Hollywood
wasn't
Tow.
as expensive as it could have been. Let's just say that.
Oh my God! I cannot believe you.
Yeah,
got
so my
towed.
car was towed Friday night.
But how long did it take to get it
But
back?
my
I mean,
roots
that
look good,
whole-
and I have an angel. Apparently, I have an angel around me.
Well, your angel was distracted while you were being towed.
and who doesn't drive clearly. So
So I wanted you to move your car because they will tell you.
I'm glad you told me because
Damn
it
it.
said at 2:30 out the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
So
They're
yeah,
not
I would have been
kidding.
gone. I
They're
would have
not
been gone.
joking.
Thank you. Or you could have played a joke on me and not told me. In which case,
And then you would have done that same, like, I really thought I
oh,
parked
you
my
would have heard me
car.
cursing so loud. You would have
Louder than her.
Yeah, louder. Anyway,
So I think we're not breathing enough, and I think you have a guest on about breathing, don't you?
yes. Is she
Are
on?
we breathing? We're not breathing yet, so please hold your breath.
She's not here. Well, never mind. Never mind.
Deborah, you didn't tell us what's been going on with you. We didn't catch up on with you.
Oh.
She was towed. She has the psychic. But wait
You
a
were
minute.
almost
But
towed.
hold on, Eddie. Eddie said something else about you're gonna something big. You're gonna like I didn't get that from Eddie. All he said was, "Oh, I see that in the last few years you've opened your heart." That was the only thing he got on me, and I thought,
see that too.
You're right.
He said to me, I'm on the verge of two very big things, and he didn't mention either one of you.
Darn.
Nothing's been going on with me since last week.
Really?
Nothing's going on
Nothing
with
at
me
all?
either,
And
so I
some of
have
the
no idea
stuff
what he
that I
meant.
have, I cannot even begin to talk about here because I just can't.
Well, wait, your husband actually watched the show, which my husband never
Oh,
has.
what did he think of our first
'Cause
show?
he's a big radio guy.
Yeah. He would tell it like it is.
Oh,
Is she
sorry.
being too loud?
First
She's
he
being so
said,
frickin' loud
I know,
today.
well, because she's still angry.
I
She's
am.
got all that
Oh,
anger.
I have that whole juror anger thing going on.
Yeah, but what he said
angst.
was, first of all, our picture looked like Charlie's Angels. There you go. I didn't.
He's
believe
such a liar.
I didn't
Us?
believe that one at all. But he did say that he thought it was terrific. He loved it. Thought the energy was really good. He thought it was just a whole good fit. So,
Really?
if you believe him, and I do.
Of course you do. He's your husband.
No,
Duh.
I usually never believe anything he says. So
But is he honest or would he BS you?
he would never BS me about
Okay.
that. Never.
Oh, that's good.
Never. He
So
thought the
there's hope
energy
for
was
us?
really good. He thought there was something different about it and fun. And
Because my husband always tells me the truth, and it sort of annoys me sometimes. Because sometimes I think his job is just to be like
It's true.
supportive, but
comforting,
he always tells me the truth.
And he didn't listen or watch
He's
or anything?
never listened, and that's the truth.
No, he said it was
He
terrific.
gets enough of me at home.
Yeah, no, he thought it was really funny. And he wanted to put us up on a billboard, so there you go.
Oh, I like that.
And he meant it.
I like a billboard.
He said, let's go. Yeah, he liked that picture, and he goes, I'm going to blow it up, and I'm going to put it on a billboard and say nothing, and have people drive by and go, huh? What are they doing up there? So we'll see. If we end up on a billboard, I know nothing.
Someone
Can
may
we
know.
see if we have anything like any semblance of a show first before we do a billboard?
Yeah, that's what I told him. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
I
it.
think that's. I think we
I
should
think
at least have a
I think he was
website.
thinking really big.
So what's going on over there, producers? Do we have a call?
We do have a call.
but you want to set her up?
Oh, should we set her up?
Yeah, yeah, Deborah, you do it.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go. Now, the only thing, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Her name is Dr. Vranish. This is really interesting. She may actually be in LA. She's usually out of New York, but she's a clinical psychologist. She's written a book called Breathe. And actually,
Oh, you started breathing right when she said that.
Did.
and she talks a lot about about emailing and about how very often when we're looking at our emails, we will just take a sigh and go and lose a breath. And then she
Like every time you get an email?
every time. So if you think about it, it's
What about texting?
we have
I'm
to
just
ask her.
checking.
We have to ask her. Are you there, doctor? Doctor, are you on the line?
Hi, I'm on the line.
Hi,
you know
thanks.
what? I want a billboard too.
You want to
You get a billboard. I want a billboard.
You have to bribe her husband.
a 3D breathing
Oh,
billboard?
no problem.
Why don't
I
you
want
tell?
a big one too.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? You got a good sense of humor, obviously.
She's on her show.
Sure. I teach breathing, right? I have to have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So my background is in clinical psychology. I was a psychologist in New York City for about 25 years, and
That
sort of
sounds
came about the
exhausting.
conclusion.
Fun.
Yeah, it is exhausting, and it actually led me to try to find some stress relief, which then led me to breathing. So I found that when I taught people how to breathe and actually got them to breathe in a way that was good with their anatomy and actually using the muscles and the organs they're supposed to, they felt a lot better than just talking about it.
But how do you do
I
that?
switched over. I left my clinical practice. Well, first of all, actually, we can do a little bit right now if you want to.
Yeah, but I also have to ask you. I want you to touch on what is it called? Email apnea that you talk about, write about, because we actually found that
Yes,
almost amusing.
email apnea.
Yeah. So if you could describe that a little, and then maybe we can look at our emails and see if we're breathing or not. You know.
Sure. But what's happening is that folks are holding their breath at their computers. So I didn't tag the term email apnea. I think it's much more than just email. I think it's when we're on the computer. When you're on the computer, it's a modern predatory state. So think about it. You're not moving around a lot. You're not blinking. You're moving your fingers. It's sort of like you're chasing that, antelope or whatever it is. Or you're looking to see when you're going to hunt them. So you're in this state of looking very intently and holding your breath as you're watching. And what happens is that you don't take a deep breath. And you can keep holding your breath, as long as you're on the computer, which for a lot of us ends up being 4, 6, 8 hours, taking intermittent little tiny breaths. And that really hurts your brain and your whole body because it runs on oxygen.
Just because we're so focused on the computer?
Exactly. So just watch yourself, because with all these things, you have to look at yourself and see how it resonates with you, is that when you focus, you will stop taking deep breaths. So especially if you're stressed out, and most of us are not on the computer, having a great old time. We're usually on the computer with a mission to get something done, which means that we're going to be taking a breath that's probably a little bit more stressful if we're breathing at all. So check yourself as you're at the computer. Your shoulders, your posture is probably not going to be great.
Oh,
You're
All right,
taking
we're
breaths.
all readjusting
I'm
right
always-
now.
Yeah.
I'm
you know what?
always
As
like
soon as
this.
I say I breathe, everybody starts breathing differently.
Well, we're standing up straight. I
You're
want
not
you to
the
know.
only one.
So
I read that you said not only does it help with stress, but also you lose weight.
okay,
If you're
start
breathing properly.
Let's go.
Yes. So it does a couple things, is that if you have any pain disorder, when you breathe better, you're going to be able to negotiate and feel less pain. So that's one thing. Your sleep automatically gets better because you learn how to tell your nervous system to calm down. It helps tremendously with digestion. And when you get your cortisol levels to go down, your body actually is able to get rid of the fat that's right around your belly, that stress fat. That's cortisol
Yeah,
fat.
that's what I
and
have.
you'll be able to
Oh,
get
I don't
rid of
have
that.
any of
I
that.
have
I mean, you
I
have
have
to
nothing.
stop eating cupcakes as well, but not just the breathing is going to do that, but along with obviously with diet and exercise. But it will actually, stress fat will actually react well, and you'll be able to get rid of it when you calm your body down.
So
through breathing.
that's what you call belly fat, stress fat?
Yes.
It's cortisol.
It's stress fat. It is. It's because your cortisol levels are high. And actually, there is one of my favorite. I love footnotes. I'm kind of nerdy that way. I love footnotes.
So do we.
But there's a footnote I have in my book that is from one of my favorite books called "Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers," and it's an anthropologist that looked at belly fat in stressed out baboons in Africa. And of course, my first question, I'm sure yours is up there as well, is like, how can you tell a baboon is stressed out? But it was a baboon that was being bullied by the other baboons.
Oh,
and even
I've
if
seen that happen.
he or she was thin, they still had belly fat from the stress of their little lives. And they compared that to clerical workers, blue-collar workers in England, and did this whole study looking at that exactly. But yes, your belly fat will actually go away with diet, exercise, and if you can get your neurological system to calm down and deal better with that cortisol.
So can you work us through? I mean, is it kind of like taking an acting class? Has anybody done that where they
No.
teach you to breathe in through your diaphragm?
Or like having a baby?
That's different.
Oh, I
isn't it?
had to
That's
do
like-
none of that when I delivered. There was none of that. It was a
Okay,
waste
that
of time.
went out
Total
the
waste
window
of time.
when that happened.
Did you
so-
breathe when you were having NASH?
And I said some of the words that you said earlier. So it's just deep breathing, or is there some special trick to it?
So the breathing I teach is really, it's not a type of breathing for each situation. The class I teach, and we can do a little bit as well,
have
I
to.
take from 4,000 years of yoga philosophy, from free diving and surfing, from martial arts, from Western pulmonary health, and a little bit of Russian special operations training. So it
Really?
Oh,
comes
that's the
from,
good stuff.
You know,
That is hot.
that's some good
I
stuff.
like that.
Yeah.
The Russian
So,
stuff. There we go.
You know, after radio, you can always become a spy or a CIA agent.
I have always
I'll
wanted to
say
do
no,
that.
they torture people.
No, that.
Yeah, but
that's
wait,
us.
you would love
Nice
that.
one. True.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay.
Walk us through it.
Okay. So the first thing you want to look at is how you breathe. I come from a kind of a science background, well, a gym background as well, where I want to see how bad is your breathing. So let's just get a baseline on you. And most breathing classes that you take, you know, even in the world, and there are a lot of breathing classes and meditation classes, they're kind of crunchy. And I say that with all due respect because I love my yoga classes. I love the crunchiness of talking about the universe and chakras when it's appropriate. However, with breathing, I wanted to know, how am I doing? How am I doing compared to everyone else, and how can I get better? So that's how I start the class, is really saying, let's look at how I breathe.
I'm probably
So right
better
now,
than
I
you
want you
two,
to, three
so.
things I look at is, what style of breather are you? So what I want you to do right now is, if you can stand up, go ahead and stand up. If you
Stand
can't,
up. Well, we have to bring
God.
the mics with us. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're losing the camera shots.
I
Okay.
was going to be in my little shorts today. I want you all to know that. Oh, God.
He's only seeing our
Oh,
stomach. Can
okay.
we sit down because the poor engineer is losing
can-
mind?
you can see our
We have to sit down.
cortisol
We have to
level.
sit down. We're sitting because
can
the
sit
cameras
sitting, no
don't. The
problem.
cameras don't go with us.
No problem.
All right.
All right, back down.
Great.
Okay. We don't have
Back
camera
down.
operators, you know.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So we're sitting.
So we'll do the best we can. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, just sit up straight, loosen
Okay.
your jaw, breathe in and out through your mouth. And I just want you to take a couple deep breaths. You can look at each other, but notice the way you're breathing. And probably what's happening is on the inhale, you're feeling a little bit taller. And on the exhale, you're kind of relaxed and softening everything and coming down.
Yeah.
So take an inhale and exhale. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to do like one way
Huh?
in the mouth and out the nose or something? Or am I getting ahead of myself?
Well,
That's
you know
not
what?
what she said. Listen to
You're
the
getting ahead
doctor,
of yourself.
Deborah. Stop it. Listen. Pay attention.
Deborah's ahead of herself. She's like
God.
way with the second and third class. Don't worry. Stay
Thank
with
you
the mouth
very
breath.
much, doctor.
And that's just because I want to get you really oxygenated. It's just a bigger orifice. In life, you should be
Orifice.
breathing in and out through your nose. So just know that, you know, for everyday life, in and out through your nose.
See?
For right now, just through your mouth. So deep breath in. Give me a couple deep breaths in and out, as if you've just come up a bunch of stairs, lots of stairs. And you'll find that your shoulders come up a little bit, try to get taller. And then on the exhale, you
I'm
relax
getting
everything and
dizzy.
you come
Okay.
down.
I'm getting a little
Just from
dizzy.
breathing?
Yeah.
We're like
I'm
taking out the
lightheaded.
oxygen in the room. It's a small room.
I'm lightheaded.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, doctor.
Okay, Okay, so that's called a vertical breather, and that's how most adults breathe, is a breath where you go up and down. You inhale and you go up, and you exhale and you come down. So that's the first thing I look at, is that vertical breath. One of the problems with the vertical breath is that it's not very efficient, and it throws you into fight and flight.
Oh.
So if you look at, Deborah, I know you have kids, but they're not under 5, right? Your youngest is
12,
is older
13.
than that.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember them breathing, when they were 5 and under, it was all the belly moving. They'd have those cute little bellies, and just the belly would move in and out. Am I right?
Right, and that's what you want us to do?
And what, do we forget how to do that?
Okay,
So
so,
what
but
happens
how does
is
this
that
change anything,
you-
doctor? I'm sorry.
So you want to go back to
Excuse me,
the
doctor,
lower body breath.
this
not,
is-
not
this is not-
necessarily the big belly breath, but you want to go down to a lower body breath, because you're using the best part of your lungs, the biggest part of your lungs when you take that lower body breath, and your vagus nerve, your neurological system, is hearing that you can calm down. So your heart rate, your blood pressure, and your cortisol all come down when you let your middle expand a little bit and contract on the exhale.
Isn't this the diaphragm breathing I was talking about?
This is a diaphragm breathing, but make sure you don't move your shoulders. So you should not be moving your shoulders at all. And because you've been taking the vertical breath, for probably a couple decades, not getting your shoulders to move takes a little while, and it takes a lot of focus. And also letting your belly and your middle go, because we're a whole country full of gut suckers. And even if you're heavy, even if you're
we
thin,
have to.
yeah.
When we take photos, we have to suck it in. We've been on TV our entire
Exactly.
lives, our careers,
So,
sitting up
I
straight,
know.
suck it in.
Okay, let me cut to this. So we should be doing
Doctor,
this.
can I just say to them, not you, shut up. Okay.
Okay, what do we do? We breathe like this just for relaxation, or?
This is how you should be breathing all the time. Now, listen, when you're on the red carpet and you have to wear that dress and you want to look good, I am not saying you shouldn't wear Spanx or pull your gut in. I am the first one to do that.
I do not
Believe
wear
me.
Spanx, for
I
the
can
record.
suck in my
Well,
gut
I
better
think
than
we've
anybody.
noticed that. Go on.
However,
I
the
don't like
rest
them.
of the time, you should be able to let your middle expand, inhale, and exhale. And not only is that really good for your digestion, because you know that our whole country is plagued with acid reflux, irritable bowel,
Yeah.
and constipation. And
Ugh,
part
it's
of that
getting
is
ugly.
not taking a good breath.
This is sounding like the
but,
Mending Kids Hour.
I always... Sorry about that. But pelvic floor, when you breathe well, you're actually helping out your pelvic floor. And when I talk about breathing being a whole body experience, it is. You should be massaging your internal organs that have to do with digestion, and you should be moving the bottom part of your body even just a little bit so that your pelvic floor is involved. And, hey, if we can avoid adult diapers, who doesn't want to do that?
And
Oh,
how long
my.
till we get skinny?
Cut to it. That's what we want to know, Dorothy. She's right. How long? A week? 10 days?
You have to switch. It takes you about 2 weeks to switch over to this breath to do it so that it happens naturally, and your abs and your core get incredibly strong. So I would say within 2 weeks is you start seeing the difference in your belly fat, you start seeing a difference in your abs and your core getting strong, and your entire state of mind, blood pressure down, heart rate down.
Okay, this needs to be a little segment when we start our show. Girls, breathe. And let's see after 2 weeks how much weight we lose.
Now, you were talking about during the whole email texting thing. Does it apply to all social media that when you see something like you stop and you hold your breath? Is that something that we have to start consciously thinking about and stopping?
Why do we do
why?
that?
And why do we do that? Why do we hold our breath and go like that?
Well, think about it. Even when it's interesting, and the way social media works is that it's trying to get our attention.
Right.
So it's never, we never do social media in a gentle way. It's always in sort of this alarmist way. So even if it's interesting, you sort of gasp, and you have this extended gasp that lasts for a while. And, I'll do this too, where all of a sudden you'll stretch and you'll yawn and go, oh my gosh, that felt really good, and I don't think I've taken a deep breath all day. So the way our day is set up, it's not really set up for us to take a deep breath. You add some Spanx to your email, the garment, not the action, and you're just not taking a big inhale or exhale all day long.
I feel peaceful
Do you?
just sitting here.
In spite of us.
But once I told you to shut up, I felt so
you know
much
what?
better.
I feel a little sleepy, actually. Not peaceful, but sleepy.
Yes, that's
is that
good.
one of the
Enjoy
effects?
that.
I can't
That's
I
actually
can't
good.
afford to fall asleep now, but I mean it's a
No,
it's
but
a
that's okay. So
good effect.
we'll actually do an energizing breath. But what it is that you're calming down.
I feel
So you need to
invigorated.
reorganize
Do
that.
you? I feel sleepy.
It's not necessarily that you're sleepy. It's that all of a sudden you're not hyper.
Oh, that, I could
That's
use
Big
that.
difference.
Deborah needs to breathe. She needs
I
to do
need
this
to definitely breathe
all
and-
the time.
and-
Now, doctor, I have a question for you because I was actually at the doctor, the MD, yesterday for my physical, and one of the things she talked about, because I've gained weight in the last few years, which is very frustrating, and she said to me, "How is your sleep?" I said, "Oh God, I haven't slept in years." She says, "That is why you're gaining weight." She says it's cortisol. It's been the amount of stress you've been under, and the fact that you're not sleeping means that you do put on weight because of that. And I looked at her.
Absolutely.
I said, "Really? You're kidding? Not sleeping
Yep.
increases
She's right.
weight?" So can you share that?
She's absolutely right.
So, like, should she be doing these routines
Sure.
before she goes to bed? I mean, is that something she should be doing, or all of
You
us?
should be doing it. Yes, you can do it to go to bed, but you should be doing it pretty much. This is the breath you take all day long, except for when you're at that event where you have to suck your gut in. But all day long, you should be taking a breath where your middle expands and contracts, just like that 5-year-old, just like your dog, your cat, just like any animal who's breathing well. We're the only crazy dysfunctional ones who have changed our breathing to the upper part of our body, which is completely stressful. So one of the reasons the breathing works with people that have sleep disorders, and I got to tell you, I was surprised when I first started seeing patients and their sleeping got better. I never thought that would happen, but it does. Is that your body hears you can calm down now. So if all day it's hearing fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight, stay alert. All of a sudden you get into bed, it's going, no, I can't switch over that fast. You've deprived me of oxygen all day long. Can't do it.
It's almost like meditating. I feel it's almost like
Well, I
meditating.
have zoned out now. I mean, this
good. That would be a good thing.
That is beneficial to all of us.
When I was here on Friday, and there was a great,
when you got your
great
car towed.
Yes, but and I breathed through that. We had a great psychic here, and what he said to me, Doctor, see what you think about this, is that if you can just for 17 seconds focus on something really positive, it starts to actually change your physicality. And I tried to practice that when I realized my car was towed. When I thought my car was stolen, I was
So
pissed.
you thought of me.
When I realized it was just towed, I tried to do the breathing thing and the happy thing.
And did it work?
I think so. Does that make sense to you, just focusing on positive thoughts?
Sure, but I tend to be super practical. I think that if you can be positive, that's going to help your body and your brain. But I like the mechanics of breathing. Show me my heart rate going down. Show me my blood pressure going down. I like really seeing numbers change. So although I love the idea of thinking positive thoughts and doing cognitive behavioral interventions where you're changing the way you think, one of the reasons that works is because your breathing changes with it. So why don't we cut to the chase and just go to the breathing? Okay. So that's why that lower body breath is better. Your neurological system calms down. When I work with SWAT or DEA or Homeland Security, that's the breath I teach them so that they can calm down regardless of what's going on around them.
Do you
so
teach them
I
that?
like the super practicality of it.
Do you teach them that to do that when they're in an explosive situation, for them to just sort of
Absolutely.
stop and
Yeah, and I got to tell you, we, even as civilians or as moms dealing with a whole bunch of stress and taking care of people and the stuff that we're dealing with, it doesn't mean our stress is any less. Sometimes it's pretty comparable, I got to tell you.
And what you're teaching is fairly simple, but brilliant.
It's super simple. And what I want you to do actually now, because I taught you the inhale. On the inhale, the beginner's breath is letting your belly go. And I know that feels uncomfortable, it feels ugly, but just deal with it for now, is like letting your belly go. My assistant here in Los Angeles always says Thanksgiving it. I always love that Thanksgiving can be a verb. So Thanksgiving it. Let your belly go on your lap, just like, Octomom, Santa Claus, whatever works for you. But on the exhale, I want you to squeeze and do an ab crunch. So you should do this sort of in a rock and roll motion. Forwards is the inhale, going back is the exhale. Forward inhale, let your belly go. Lean back, exhale, and really squeeze your belly.
I'm doing it wrong.
I'm doing it backwards.
breath-
I'm doing it backwards too. It doesn't
doctor.
feel right. Wait a minute. Do that again.
Do it one more time because we've only got a minute left. So do
the
it with us
exhale
one more
is-
time.
Don't make me say shut up to you again.
Oh, shut up.
Yes,
Yes, shut up.
doctor.
No,
yes, doctor.
Go ahead, doctor. What are we
Tip
doing?
forward, put your belly on your lap. That's an inhale. Lean back, squeeze your abs, squeeze out all the air. That's an exhale. Inhale, belly on your lap. Expand. That's an inhale. Lean back, squeeze your belly, scoop out your belly. Exhale, exhale, exhale. That's what you got to do.
And so your shoulders shouldn't be so involved.
Not involved at all. They
Okay.
shouldn't move.
Stop
was
telling
very
on me.
That was very perceptive. I keep doing it backwards. The other way feels better. I have to
know.
work on that.
Okay.
Doctor,
You're
thank
paradoxical
you.
We
breather.
love you.
Yeah,
Doctor, you're
okay.
great.
Will you come into the studio next time you're in LA and
I'd
breathe with us?
love to come
And tell us
into the
just
studio.
really quickly.
Yes.
Tell us about your book. It's
Yes.
called Breathe, right?
It's called Breathe. It's just exactly what we've been talking about. It gives you exercises. It's really short. It's to the point. I write like a fifth grader. It's really easy to read, and I'll bring you a copy when I come in.
That'd be great. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. We'll talk later.
Bye.
And breathe.
For having me. Have a great day.
Okay, you
Thank
too.
you.
I feel better and skinnier, except when I let my stomach go.
I was doing it backwards, so now I'm stressed out.
Are you?
I couldn't figure out the right way to do it. It feels like I should inhale and go back, right? Mm-hmm. I'll have to
I
figure
like what
that
you were
out.
talking about, thinking good thoughts. And while we were doing our breathing exercise, a good person walked into our studio.
I know.
Which
She
is
was
always-
breathing, too. I
she
could
was
see that.
breathing
Were
with
you?
us. And we had this really good person. But before we get to our guest, Ariva Martin, we have some photos that we want to share because we did a little bit of good, all of us, last week, didn't we?
Well, what you do is so good. So the Good News Girls, a group that we belong to, made a little donation, and you made Pat Harvey one of the most impressive, solid news anchors I will ever know. She was just a puddle of tears.
You made her cry. She was crying as she was talking about.
I'm surprised you've never made Pat cry.
I know. I come close. We're talking about the Special Needs Network, and John, do you have the photos up? Because we gave them a $10,000 check, and the reason Special Needs Network was so within. Well, it was Pat Harvey who came to us and said, look, this is an amazing group, and here's why they're amazing. Not just because they work with autistic children and children with needs, but they deal with these kids in the Crenshaw. And if you're from another part of LA or another part of the country, it's basically like saying, these are underserved communities. And to me, what's so incredible is that imagine if you are a person of means and you have an autistic child and you already are frustrated because you don't get enough services. Well, cut whatever services you're getting in half, and that is what a Black or Latino child gets.
So you were saying, Ariva, about $5,000 less per African-American child than a white child? That is craziness.
Yeah, the numbers are really startling. The good news about California is we have this system of care that provides services for families, much needed behavioral therapies and speech therapy and all the therapies that kids with autism and developmental needs need. But the money isn't given out equally. It's not allocated, on an equal basis. So if you live in Orange County, well, it's
Look at
about
schools and
access.
How can it be?
How can it be?
It's
It
about
is.
advocacy. If you live on the west side of town or you live in Orange County, you can hire an expensive lawyer, right? So if you hear no, you're doesn't
going
mean
back out,
anything
right, you're going back
to
out.
a person of means and a person with access. Versus if you don't have education or access, or you're not used to bureaucracies, if someone says no, you think that means no.
And you get intimidated.
You get
really
overwhelmed, intimidated.
Right.
People
And
have
you
all
go
these
away.
letters behind their names, and you think that that's, the end.
No, right.
So it happens a lot. And unfortunately, those kids don't get the same services, so they don't have the same opportunities. They don't go to college. They don't grow up to be independent, and productive members of society. So what Special Needs Network does is teach parents how to navigate those systems of care, how to feel less intimidated, how to find their voice. We empower them so that they can go out and get those same services so that their kids can have the same opportunities as all kids in the county, the country, the state, everywhere. All kids deserve, right, an opportunity to be their best selves.
And you did this because it was incredibly personal to you.
Yeah, my son. I have a son. His name is Marty. I have 3 kids, actually, and my youngest is Marty. And Marty was diagnosed with autism when he was 2. And I'm a lawyer. I run a law firm. My husband's a lawyer, so we had all kinds of access, but it was still really difficult for us to get the best educational and medical services that we needed. And then I met these families in South Los Angeles, and they were so struggling. And it felt so unfair to me. And I didn't think I had enough, and I had, ginormous compared to what they had. And they were all looking at me and saying, hey, you should help us. And I'm like, I'm just a poor little mom trying to, find my way. And they're like, no, help us. And
And you
so God
stepped up.
puts you in places, and from there, this wonderful parent-focused organization was started.
And how long ago was that? How long have you been in business, shall we say?
8 years.
Fabulous.
And we met the amazing Pat Harvey about 3 years ago. We do this incredible event for women.
I've heard about it. Oh, I so want to go this year. I'm sorry I missed
You
it.
got to be there.
Tell me, what is it?
2015.
What's
Pink
it called?
Pump.
Pink Pump. Do you love that?
Montage. We dress up in like the most amazing pink pumps and
I
pink
love
clothes and pink everything. And it's a fashion show, and it's a women's empowerment event. And we have been trying to get Pat to MC for years. In her busy schedule, no. But finally, her news director, her community affairs person, brought her to an event, and she sat there and was just so amazed. And now she's been our MC for 2 years, and I think we are her charity of choice. So we feel really special. So we're really grateful to all of you ladies for, making a donation.
Hey, it's kind of a small donation, but
Well,
that's what we had.
$10,000 helps, right? $10,000 can help Arriva.
$10,000 is amazing. And
think
you know
it
what's
goes
so amazing? It says to other donors. So when someone gives and they see that, wonderfully talented, beautiful women like you give, it makes them want to give, right? They say, oh, those hot
right.
chicks gave them some money. We should do it.
You were giving out books this morning, weren't you?
We are giving out books. We got 10,000. This is a year for 10,000 for us. We got
a good number.
$10,000, and then we got 10,000 books from Scholastic Books. Everybody remembers
Yeah,
Scholastic,
sure.
right? They do all the book fairs. So we're going to be giving out books throughout South Los Angeles all month long. So our first stop is tonight. So we go to Central and Maine, and we give out 500 there. And then on Saturday, we will probably give out a couple of thousand books. And I'm going to just be playing Santa, the reading Santa, going all over the county this month, giving out books to kids.
I love that.
How
Thank
many
you
kids
for
are you going to
doing
have
that.
there tonight?
Well, tonight we're giving out books to Council Member Karen Price's office. But on Saturday, when we do our own event, Special Needs Network, we'll do an event for about 1,500 at USC.
Oh, that's fantastic.
How many kids do you serve?
Each year, we serve about 10,000 unique kids.
10,000. There's that
Yeah.
magic number.
10,000
That is
kids.
true.
And families, and it just, so we have families. Okay, you ladies are, high cotton, I'll call you. But we have these women, these moms who are just everyday moms, They were out over the weekend doing their own toy drives, cooking baked goods, telling their families and friends to donate toys. So, it's just contagious.
It is. Giving is contagious.
contagious.
Doing good is contagious, which is why we always want this segment to be part of our show, because this is so important to us. This is the stuff we really care about. Now, I want you to tell us about your camp, your summer camp, because children with autism or special needs have a very difficult time finding a place that will take them for summer camp, let alone the family being able to afford it. And what a nice break for the family, too. Because
you're
the
right.
parents need a moment.
Yes.
Right?
So we started this camp
Absolutely.
called Camp JPAC. And primarily because LAUSD, our school district here in California, had cut a lot of the summer programs. And my own son, I was sending him to this camp and paying this huge amount of money, and he wasn't doing much, and he wasn't getting a lot of, I thought, enrichment. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own camp and invite
God, you're
200.
I love it.
Fantastic.
And invite 250 of my son's friends to this camp. So we started this camp, and it's just grown over the last 5 years. 350 kids with autism, but they're typical peers, because I'm really much about inclusion. So I don't like my son Marty is never going to be like the kid on the yellow bus. He's going to be the kid that's with all kids. So we really promote inclusion. So 60% kids with special needs, 40% their typical siblings, basketball, swimming, field trips, lunch, snacks, academic enrichment, science, technology. The Sparks, the Los Angeles Sparks are one of our community partners. They came out, they do a basketball camp. We get really good folks in the community to come out and share with the kids. And
Where do
it's
you do that at?
We do it in the Crenshaw District at a campus, a Catholic school called St. Bernadette's. We take over the entire campus. It's right behind the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall, and parents can drop off at 7. For those working parents, they can pick up at 6. And here's something really neat about this camp. In addition to the kids, we have about 100 camp counselors. So these are teenagers, some first jobs, some college students. So they're getting work experience. They're learning about kids with special needs. And we've seen kids say, I'm going to change my major. I'm going to be a music therapist. I'm going to be a behavior therapist. I'm going to be a psychologist. I'm going to be a special education lawyer. So these kids are getting inspired by the brilliance of our special, kids.
And this camp is free.
You're fundraising for it.
Free because of women like you who give us donations and sponsors and supporters. So parents don't have to pay anything. And this camp would cost you about $1,000 a week.
I believe it. Yes.
Because of
That
the
was my
highly
next question.
trained professionals. So we have special ed teachers, we have, licensed therapists, and, about 3 to 1 in terms of the adult-child ratio.
So besides your law practice, are you stressed out every year figuring out how I'm going to pay for this camp?
That's one thing about nonprofit work that people kind of don't think about is that it's like running a business. So just like
is
you've
a
got
business. It is a business.
your revenues in your business. Yeah, I'm always worried, like, where is that next big donation coming? But you know what? Angels like you
And if
make
people
it
want to
really happen. So
People listening, they want to give.
Yes.
Who should they contact?
they can go to our website, www.specialneedsnetwork.org. And you can learn about all of our programs. There's a big donate button on the website, so you can make a donation online. You can see all the wonderful kids. You can see the work that we do, and join this movement that is really about making the issue of autism and special needs about social justice. Because I want kids who have disabilities to have the same opportunities as my 2 daughters. I don't think my son should have any less than those 2 girls who are neurotypical.
Ariva Martin, we love you.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you, ladies. Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have a passion and a beauty that just shines through.
It radiates. It really
Wasn't
does.
she lovely? Lovely.
And now we're going to talk about shopping, but actually it does lead back to charity.
For doing good, shopping for good, for a good cause, right?
But we're going to start with the shopping because we're girls.
Okay.
So I think it's my friend Karen.
Bye,
Reva,
Ariva.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Is Karen on the phone?
Yes, she is. 1 second. Okay, go for it.
Hi, you. Karen Lieb.
Hi, this is Karen.
Hi, you. Okay, so Karen has
Hi.
a really cool store called Siani. But wait a minute, where are you now? Are you at school at some sort of
I'm at Webster Elementary.
doing like a holiday boutique to help raise money for that school?
Yes.
Are there like a million kids running around you?
They're running around the cafeteria, yes.
And what are you doing there? What do you have?
Selling great stuff for the holidays, clothes and gift items, and 20% goes back to the school. And we're just selling our stuff here for the kids.
And then tomorrow you're doing another one for Mending Kids. But before we get into the charity aspect, what's like big for Christmas? What's a great gift? Because that is stressful
I
to
have
me.
not bought one gift.
No,
Not for
Yeah, me
friends,
neither.
Not for friends.
I don't want to do gifts
family.
this year. Do I have to?
I don't either. And what a. you
Well,
know what? I'd
that's
like
another
to give.
show. Okay.
Yeah.
Give to a charity.
I was going to say give to
or-
a charity, but a kid doesn't necessarily.
No,
want
kids
that.
don't
They
like that.
Like that in addition
like
to.
things.
Or
yeah.
do what Karen's doing. Buy something from someone who is giving a portion to charity.
Right.
Yeah, I've done that.
Exactly. Yeah,
I've
I don't
done that
really
every
sell
year.
for kids, but the gifts.
Sorry,
I'm
we're
thinking
more interested in
are-
ourselves. So
Yeah. So for us cute moms and women out there, what I'm seeing trending is jewelry and gift items with like the positive affirmations on them.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
They say amazing words.
Oh, that love one that you
gratitude,
showed
Right.
me?
I like
breathe,
love.
And yes.
Breathe. I'm going to get you the
love
one that says
with
breathe,
a
Deborah.
bag. So yeah, anything. We have tons of amazing products that have positive affirmations. And so you look down at your bracelet or your purse or like your iPad holder or your phone holder, and they say, love who you are fabulous. And all those kinds of items are doing amazing for the holiday season. It seems to be a theme in the air for sure.
So it's not necessarily charity, but it's being charitable to yourself.
Yes, I think everyone is so overextended these days. Taking a moment to look at how great you are and, things that you should cherish within yourself and your friendships and life. And that's definitely what I'm seeing as a trend for gift giving this season.
What do you think people should spend on a friend? What should I give these bitches? How much should I spend on them?
You're really going to give us
great.
something?
Yeah, well, that's it. We're on the hook now. So
Oh,
go ahead, give us a dollar amount.
I think around 50 is always a safe number.
that's a lot of money, I think.
I have a lot of
For
friends.
someone-
That's
Well,
expensive.
no, if you're going to get a bunch of gifts and do a lot of gift exchanging, 20 to 25, you can get a lot of great items. For somebody who you don't really know so well, $10 to $15, a little something, just a little something that you pick up. There's a lot of cute little things you can get.
But like what? This is a terrible question to ask you, but what is a relatively cheap good gift?
God, I can't wait to get this.
Okay, I'm looking at a cute little pouch that says "You Rock," and it's $10.
Okay.
Another one says
I
"Good
like
things
that.
are to come."
Oh, I like
or
that.
Oh,
"Everything has
yeah.
beauty." So
Dorothy's
they're
going to order
$10.
that for us.
So it's like something to put makeup in? Is that the kind of thing or
Yep,
okay.
exactly.
I could use a new makeup pouch because now that I sort of know how to do makeup for TV that Lisa showed me,
But this is makeup for radio. You need a pouch for your radio
I
makeup.
need a
Is that what
radio
you're
makeup
saying?
pouch. Do you have one that says that? It's
$10, I'll get one for you.
do you have anything for $5 for Dorothy?
Okay, you're pushing it. All right, how about 5?
No, I'm just
There's
kidding.
also really cute mugs for like $12 and $14.
Cute what?
Mugs.
Oh, mugs.
I
I have
s-
so many mugs.
You know what? I
have
saw
too
a
many
couple.
mugs.
No, I do. I actually collect them. I have so many mugs. But I saw one the other day, and it was one of those charitable kind of magazines, you know. And it said you could put your friend's name in it. It's like, I know a fabulous woman named, I don't know, something like that. So it was kind of one of those give back mugs. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Too many mugs.
How about just for, because we always do want to shop for ourselves. What do you think? What is selling in the store for like cute stuff to
So
wear around the holidays?
What's selling besides those? Cozy wraps. Any kind of
Yes, love those.
cozy, fuzzy sweater wrap. And also all the sweaters with all the sayings on them, like all the Wild Fox.
Yeah.
All those. I hate Monday. Sunday, I love you. All the stuff with sayings is selling great.
I love
My
that.
favorite is you can call me anything, just don't call me early in the morning.
Ooh, how do you fit that on a shirt? Well, I guess with my big belly, that'll fit.
What's a big color this year? How about a color? Like, what should people be wearing other than my usual black? I've been wearing black since I was
Purple
about
and black.
12.
There's a lot of burgundy and wine.
That's a good
Yeah,
color.
Right. And hot pink, that fuchsia is very hot right now as an accessory color.
I wouldn't know what to do with myself in fuchsia, but yeah.
As an accessory, as a pop.
The wine is a great color. Wine and burgundy, those are great for the holidays and not too loud.
And so you are doing something tomorrow in the store if people are buying in the
Yes.
store?
Okay,
Tomorrow
tell us.
in the store, I'm giving a percentage back to Mending Kids International. You just come into my store in Westlake Village, get all your holiday shopping done. We have great prices, plenty of things at $10 and $20, but, all different kinds of prices. And, hopefully we'll help out a lot of kids in need all around the world.
What if people can't get in there? Do you have a website?
I don't.
That's okay.
Facebook.
That's okay. Facebook is
Facebook's
fine.
even better.
That's
They've got
fine.
the pictures and
And
you know.
for those people who don't know, Mending Kids International is a Los Angeles-based but international foundation that does mission work, which Dorothy Lucy is on the board of, and she and I have actually gone on a mission together.
A year ago, you and I were
A
in
year
Cambodia.
ago. Yes, at this time we were in Cambodia together. And basically what they do is they do whatever you need. You need a checkup. You need a new heart. You need a little mend here or there. That's what they do for free. It's unbelievable. How many countries, Dorothy?
52 countries, and this year we will help about 550 kids, and most of it is life-saving surgery. So
That's amazing.
we do the little stuff too,
Right.
Not the nips and tucks, but we do the little stuff. But most of it is cardiac surgery or any kind of life-changing surgery. And Karen is on the Malibu Guild with me, so thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just happy, to help and hopefully you can get their shopping done and feel good at the same time.
All right, bye you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. I was thinking, you were saying you're not really in the mood, Anna, to buy gifts this season. But after listening to her, it honestly really makes you want to go out and buy something because you want to do something for somebody you care about and give them something so they feel
For
good that
$10.
you thought about them for $10. But then really giving back a little bit, and then you really do feel like you've done something. You
That's
know?
true.
So I'm actually really glad we had her on. She got me in the spirit of going back and shopping. So
Oh, maybe we will be beneficiaries of this good feeling that Deborah has.
I'm buying both of you the $10
$10.
gifts. Just so you know.
I'll take it. Shut up.
Are you breathing better?
Honestly, that put me in such a state of relaxation. For the past hour, I've been relaxed.
It's like being at a spa.
And you guys know
Not exactly.
Anna, you've known me a long time, and you've known me a little bit of time, and it's very rare for me to be in a relaxed state.
It's
so
true.
It's true. I am just bouncing off the walls
Yes.
all times, middle of the night, and that really
Please-
did it to
please
me.
breathe.
So, please breathe. So
I'm going to
that's-
get you a shirt that says
breathe.
No, actually, a
No,
pouch.
don't- not
a
now.
$10
It's a-
pouch.
That's a
how
political
about a nice
statement
gold,
now.
a gold necklace? Breathe.
I like that. Gold.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
that.
Anyway,
Okay.
thanks for being here, everybody.
This was fun. Bye. Don't forget to breathe.
Oh, are we done?
We
go
are.
shopping.
Okay,
bye.
say goodbye.
We're done.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
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 Shut up.
Ah, the holidays. A time for giving, a time for getting, and a time for going and going.
And going, and going, and going, and going.
When you need a break, we're here, helping you make sense of all the good and the going of the holidays. Happy holidays from all of us at ubnradio.com.
As long as you love me.